G'day guys, so I've made this video as part of some coursework for a university assignment, and the topic I'm here to talk about today is gamification and how it enhances user engagement in the present. I'd heard of gamification previously, but I never knew exactly what it was up until recently enrolling into this unit. While I always used to think of it from the perspective of a video game, I actually realised there is so much more to it than that. Firstly, let's start off with seeing what gamification actually is and how it is defined. Coined by scientist Nick Pelling in 2002, but not widely recognised until 2010, gamification can be referred to as the practice of using game mechanics to increase engagement in non-gaming activities. Some of the elements that make up gamification can include the accumulation of experience points, the idea of leveling up, rewards, badges, rankings, and the implementation of virtual currencies amongst a whole host of other elements. These elements usually make up something that ends up being gamified. As somebody who enjoys playing games every now and then, and during my free time, I believe that the application of gamification can continue to be, and currently is, a very useful concept to apply to all aspects of learning and engagement. Engagement is such a crucial factor in regards to learning, at all levels, in the workplace and in the wider world, and gamification provides that engagement. It makes things fun and exciting, and it draws you in and makes you want to learn because of its method of learning. Gamification and introducing gaming elements into seemingly normal activities has its advantages, particularly, as previously mentioned, with engagement, mainly in the sense that it ensures more engagement from, say, students in a school, because it has the advantage of introducing what really matters from the world of video games, increasing the level of engagement of students without using any specific game. Having students believe that their learning process is like a game, when in actuality it's more like a gaming layer on top of their real world of learning, is not only going to get more out of the kids, but it's also going to help their education, fasten their learning, and it's also going to massively improve their social interactions as well, which, as we know, is a massive help in today's digital age. The relevance of gamification is made even more apparent with the massive rise of digital media, particularly in the last 10 years. We are all on digital media to some extent, whether it be through our smartphones, our computers, or anything else that's digital, and our world is becoming increasingly more gamified by the minute through our devices without us even noticing. And when you think about it, it's pretty crazy, right? Apps such as Foursquare gamify the activity of traveling and visiting places, and Habitica aims to gamify a person's daily tasks and goals. With both these apps, individuals are rewarded and gain experience for checking into places and completing daily chores and goals respectively, providing a valuable incentive for participants to get involved in what seems like a mundane and uneventful task and turning it into something exciting and of value. This is where the immense value of gamification lies. The power and the relevance of social media in relation to gamification should not be underestimated. In fact, it could probably be seen as the driving force behind the rise of this process. The combination of three elements, including the smartphone, the mobile web, and social media, has made possible the popularity of gamification apps, including Foursquare. Without these devices, gamification may not be as prominent as it is today. Take a schooling environment, for example. The applications of rewards, leveling up, and incentives in general not only makes the learning experience fun and enjoyable, but it also provides the student an incentive to improve on their learning and to get involved. This is the same in various workplaces, whom use gamification as a strategy to engage consumers and clients with interesting game-like mechanisms and incentives for the purpose of promotion, marketing, engagement, and customer loyalty. As a result, workers become more involved and excited about their work, which increases engagement in the process. And with more engagement, you get more productivity. Productivity in the workplace and in the learning environment of a school. And if you get more productivity, you get a much more worthwhile experience at both of these environments. And that makes school and work maybe just that little bit more enjoyable. A great example of gamification in a learning environment can actually be seen through this unit that I'm currently undertaking, through the implementation of a Tiffet or point system in which students are rewarded for their efforts with Tiffet points, badges, rewards, and many other unlockable content depending on the effort they put in through the weekly tasks and for the various challenges that come across throughout the weeks. This provides a great incentive for me and for the other students to network and to really get involved with the unit. One of the key aspects to consider when gamifying something is whom the gamification is directed at and what the characteristics of that target group are. Therefore, there are 5 different groups to consider in the context of gamification that is identified in Kim's article, and they are as follows: the player, the socializer, the free spirit, the achiever, and the philanthropist. What separates these types of players and groups are their motivations, or as Kim states, those who are willing to play for extrinsic rewards and those who are not. The player is the only type motivated by extrinsic rewards, while the other 4 group types are more concerned with intrinsic rewards, including self-expression, personal achievement, and a sense of purpose. A combination of these types of rewards and the types of individuals who participate in a gamified learning or working environment, as well as gamified daily tasks, will determine how much the individual will be engaged in these activities. My last point that I would like to quickly mention here is related to that of Marcus Leaning speaking of the experience of a gamified activity. He states that the addition of a new layer to an existing process or activity provides a greater experience for the user and encourages participation with the transformed activity. This is important to note, as an increase in participation with the newly gamified activity could result in more engagement and more learning, which is what the main goal of gamification is: to engage and encourage participation of tasks that seem to be boring, with the addition of that gaming aspect layer to these tasks, almost hiding and masking the negative and mundane aspects of the activity.